Hi, everyone. Welcome. We have a few of these middle school council meetings left. I think we have two. Jen will give an update on that, but so we'll just kick it off. So tonight we're going to have Jen Heathwood address the middle school, and we'll have Deirdre Dohery give an update about Be Well. We have a speaker coming up soon who sounds excellent. And we need a few more volunteers through the council. So we'd love for people who are interested to reach out. Lindsay Lavornia is going to give us an update about Memorial Day. And then Dr. Montesand will speak to us, and Dr. Wilson. But real quickly, I just wanted to say we are looking for more volunteers for Teen Center for 6th grade. We really need some more just to sort of keep the kids in line during the Teen Center, because they really love it and get excited. So the more the merrier. Even if you don't have a 6th grader and you have a friend who's chaperoning, we'd love to have you. So I will actually, it's all those links are in my email from Monday morning. So take a look there. I can resend it too. We're doing a middle school identity workshop with NRUSC on Friday from 9:30 to 10:30. And so we would love to have plenty of parents, whoever's available, come and help us sort of put pen to paper and thoughts to words and come up with what our identity is all about. So please come this Friday, 9:30 to 10:30. And then if you still have the stamina, we would love for you to help us with Spring into the Arts. Justine McInerney is doing a great art exhibit through town. And so at 11:45 by the Meadow entrance by the faculty parking lot, she really could use a few extra hands to distribute the artwork among the different businesses in town. So if you have time on Friday morning, 11:45, please give Justine a hand. I know she would really appreciate it. So without further ado, I will check. Jen Heathwood, are you available to pop on and give us an update?
Hi, yes, I'm here. Thank you, Caroline. Thanks for having me. I wanted to reiterate a few things I sent in an email earlier this week. First off, a call for nominations. We're live now on bronxvillepta.org with our volunteer drive. And I hope that everyone here will think about leaning in and volunteering and being a part of the PTA for next year. Or even if you're interested in this year, we'll take you. And when you go on there, you will see there's a volunteer link where you can click on there and see job descriptions and kind of get a general idea of the positions, but you'll also see a list of the people that hold those positions now. So, and anyone on the PTA would be more than love to talk to you about the different opportunities, what they're doing, and ideas for the future. So please go on and take a look, nominate yourself, nominate others, and talk to the PTA volunteers currently so you can hear about what the positions are like and see where you think you may fit in. And there are positions that are an hour or two to more leading a project. So there's really something for everyone, and we'd love to have you. Secondly, you'll hear more about this type of thing if you will come to our all-school PTA meeting, which will be in person, which is so exciting, at the Bronxville Field Club, which is also exciting because that allows us to have drinks. So we will be coming together next Thursday, March 31st. 7 to 7:30 is a reception with a cash bar. 7:30 to 8 is our business meeting, where you will hear from members of our executive board and learn about the different programs we have in place and get a real broad overview of the structure of the PTA, and any questions can be answered. And then from 8:30, maybe even 8:15, if things go quickly, we're going to mix and mingle, more cash bar, dessert and coffee provided by the PTA. So we really would like to have you there. So I hope you can all come. And I don't think Justine is on the agenda. So I just also want to mention, like Caroline brought up, is Spring into the Arts is this week. Thursday night, the high school students will be doing an open mic night in the Jaeger room at the library. I believe that's at 6 p.m. And then there's an art stroll starting on Friday. We'll just led by Courtney Allen, who has curated art from our students in middle and high school. And the art will be in 33 stores around town. So you can go to Bouscardu and you'll get emails with the sites where the art is. You can do a scavenger hunt with your kids and just really celebrate the arts and the work of the students in our school. And that will be up starting Friday through next week. That's all. Thank you.
Thanks, Jen. Appreciate it. Deirdre, are you available? Are you ready?
Here I am.
Thanks.
So yeah, I'd like to thank you so much for letting me talk a little bit about Be Well first tonight. The Be Well committee is excited to have Suzanne Divino from Cognitive Behavioral Consultants come back to join us for our Wise Mind Parenting Session 2.0. I don't know if you remember last year, we had Dr. Alec Miller and Dr. Kelly Grayling, who introduced us to DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy. And DBT is essentially a bridge that, or a technique that teaches our kids how to work with their emotional mind and their rational mind. And we call it, or they call it, the wise mind. And so wise mind is something we'd like to also bring into our homes to sort of reinforce what's already being brought to our kids in the school. So she's going to lead us in a workshop. I have a Google form. It's on our Instagram account, and I believe you all should have received it in your emails. Thank you, Caroline, for sending out. It's a Google document. It just gives me your name and your email where I'll send the Zoom link. And if you have any questions for Dr. Divino or any topics you want her to address, please put it in there and we will send that to her before her presentation so she will know what to address. And if you have any problems registering, just reach out to me and I'll put you on the list and I'll get you that information. And also, I'm going to reiterate the plug to please consider joining the PTA and participating in the middle school council next year. Thank you to everybody that's already registered and already signed up. We really appreciate it. And there are still opportunities to participate in the middle school. It's a great opportunity to connect with what's going on in the building. We don't get that visibility. If you remember elementary school, we know so much more, but middle school, they're a little bit more independent. And this gives us a little chance to get involved. And I'm really excited to be a part of it next year. I'm really happy Genevieve is still in the middle school and Caroline will still be a part of it. And if you have any questions about the roles that we're still looking for, there's class parent, there's Be Well, there's band. We have so many opportunities to get involved. Just reach out to me and I'm happy to talk about what we're looking for. So thanks.
Thanks, Deirdre. I definitely will check out that speaker for Be Well. She sounds fantastic. Okay, so then Lindsay, are you ready for a little Memorial Day? Let me see. Do you know if she's on, Brian?
Sorry, I was muted. Hi.
Oh, no worries.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Lindsay Lavornia. I know some of you on here, but for those that don't, I have two sons in the elementary school. I'm co-chairing this year's Memorial Day festivities with Karina Wiley. She also has a 4th grade son and a 7th grade daughter. We are really excited to be a part of this amazing community event. And also really excited that it's going to be returning to the way that it was in 2019. The week of events will be kicked off with the socials, which will take place on Friday the 20th and Saturday the 21st. This is also where the raffle tickets will be sold for the auction items. This year, the community run is being sponsored by Adrian Harper at Bundles of Joy and will also take place early this year on the 21st. We chose to do it a week before Memorial Day since so many families go out of town Memorial Day weekend. All of the other regular events that you've seen in the past will occur after school on Wednesday, the 25th, Thursday, the 26th, and Friday, the 27th. And everything will commence on Friday night, the 27th, with the carnival and the food trucks. There will be various committees sending out sign-up geniuses for different types of volunteer opportunities. So please look out for those. And if anyone has any questions, you can contact me or Karina Wiley directly, and we would be happy to answer any questions.
Thanks, Lindsay. One of my favorite events, and the kids love it. So, and it's so great to finally bring our community together during that time. The weather will be perfect, and it's going to be a really good time. I will talk to Tom too. I know if you need some volunteers for certain spots, maybe we can fill it with some middle school kids if it's appropriate. But Tom and I can talk about that. But thank you. Thanks for the update.
Okay, great.
Dr. Montesand, are you available?
I am. Thank you. Hi, Caroline.
Thanks.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
It's nice to see everybody. Thanks for inviting me just to say just a very, very brief update. First, on the COVID front, I know we don't like to talk about it anymore, but it's still, unfortunately, hanging around a little bit. Rachel Kelly, who's on tonight, knows that firsthand as she's just finally back in school, recovering. It's good to see her back. But the positive news is we really haven't had a dramatic uptick in positive cases since the masks have come off. And that's really terrific. And just a reminder, we still are testing weekly for anybody who wants to provide consent as a layer of protection or safety. You can still get in, just let us know, and you provide consent. We'll give the test kit to send home, send it back the next day, and you're good to go. I think we've explained fairly well the new quarantining rules and regulations. So anybody who's exposed can come back after day 5, starting day 6, if they have no symptoms, but need to wear a mask up through day 10. And then we still have to do some lower level contact tracing just in the event we have anybody who's exposed. They can still come to school if they are asymptomatic. But we will keep you posted on any changes that exist. But again, so far, I think everybody's handling it pretty well. Even for the students who continue to wear a mask or have to wear a mask, our other kids have been very respectful for that, and we appreciate that very much. Similar to the February break, for the April break, we are going to distribute the take-home test kits, the rapid test kits, to all students and staff, and we are going just to encourage everybody prior to returning after the April break, just to do a rapid test to ensure that people coming back are healthy and not going to spread anything. So we love your participation in that. On the budget front, tomorrow night's board meeting, there will be a budget presentation on the draft budget for next year. And the board will be asked to pass a resolution approving the budget moving forward. The budget vote and board election vote occur in May. But next year's budget is kind of a maintenance budget, nothing too outlandish in it at all. And it's within the state mandated 2% cap as well. My current favorite topic is to let you know about the superintendent search for, for my replacement. Just to give you a quick update, the search consultants have completed the focus groups that they've been doing, as well as an analysis of the survey results that went out. They will be also presenting at the board meeting tomorrow night, the findings of that, and developing a specification list for advertisement purposes about the job. So I'll be talking to the board tomorrow night. I assume the board will approve it, and they'll get that advertised immediately once the board has approved the description. The plan is to advertise immediately, start collecting resumes in April, and they will start the interview process and screening process and interview process in May. And finally, as we hopefully are on the tail end of the whole COVID thing, I've been asked a lot about when will parents be allowed back in the buildings again, et cetera. And we do want to welcome parents back in as we start to kind of open things back up again now that the weather's nicer, spring, kids are outside, and we got spring sports going on. And so we'll resume more normal, if you will, activities as we head into spring. And it'll be up to, for example, the councils, whether they want to have in-person meetings or keep on with Zoom meetings, which are also fine, very convenient for everybody. We tend to get more participation that way, but that'll be up to the council, the PTA group. We may start, people want to have in-person parent conferences, for example, that can start happening again. We're looking at our field trips and returning those somewhat back to normal. I know the high school is starting tryouts for the musical. So a lot of those events that we have come to know and love and allow people back in our building, we're going to get those started again. So those are all positive things to look forward to. But if anybody has a question, please feel free to put in the chat. Otherwise, thank you again for a few minutes.
Thank you. I have a quick question. Okay, so if there's a child who's exposed, who's been vaccinated, and they test negative, what is our policy there? Has that changed?
Rachel, where are you?
Hi, good evening, everybody. Good to see you. So with the new regulations that came out around the same time of lifting the mask mandate, if anybody is exposed, they no longer need to quarantine. They can continue to come to school. They must wear a mask for 10 days. While their mask is off, i.e. playing instruments or eating, we do try and make sure that they are 6 feet apart from their peers or their colleagues. So there is no differentiation now in terms of being vaccinated or not being vaccinated as it relates to exposure. However, regardless of vaccination status, also, if you are positive, you must still isolate for 5 days. If your symptoms have improved, you've been fever-free for more than 24 hours without fever-reducing medication, you can come back to school, but you must wear your mask for 6 to 10 days. Does that answer your question?
Yes, that's very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, Tom, before you get started, I just want to remind everyone, we have March 31st council meeting that's in person at the Field Club, and that starts at 7. And then the last 2 council meetings are April 20th and May 18th. So mark your calendars for those 3. Definitely March 31st is going to be the most fun, but all the rest will be great too. So thank you, Dr. Montesand. Thank you, Dr. Kelly, for clearing those things up. Dr. Wilson, are you ready?
How's that? Are we not muted now? Ready to go?
We're good. You're ready to go.
Okay, good. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Nice to see everyone in attendance. We have several things that I'd like to talk about tonight. Caroline mentioned the NRUSC work. We are in the process of developing a codified set of explanations and ideas that form what it means to be in our middle school. That work takes into account and encompasses the experiences of everyone who interacts with the middle school. It includes students, it includes teachers, and it includes parents. So we want to get as much input as we can from folks when our consultant is with us on Friday. If you can join us in person, we will meet in, as Dr. Montesand said, this is one of those events that we will hold in person. We're going to work in the auditorium lobby area. If you can't join us, but you'd like to be there online, we will send a link out tomorrow for folks who want to join us online. Apologies, though, to the folks who are going to join us online. I don't know how participatory that will be. It may be that you can type something in the chat, but I don't know exactly how much discussion will be available if you're online. But we would still like to have you nonetheless, if that's how you can join us. I have some bad news about our musical. We thought that we had secured directors on staff. We learned just the other day that no, in fact, they preferred to pull out of the arrangement, citing concern about the amount of time left, especially given the lack of continuity that would be available in terms of rehearsal space in the auditorium, with the high school musical and the elementary musicals both taking time at that juncture, at those junctures. So we are going to see if there isn't another solution in an outside person. We're not giving up. We're not saying it won't happen, but what we had planned is unfortunately not going to occur in the way, manner, or platform that we thought it was going to. So we're back to the drawing board, and we will keep you posted. Sixth grade students are going to get to go ice skating on the last day of the quarter. That will be their fun day. The 7th and 8th graders will stay in school, and they will also have fun events, but this is a 6th grade off-site experience. The sign up for that for 6th grade parents just went up last night on the website. And I'm sorry, Carolyn, what is the name of the website we use for that?
Membership Toolkit.
Yes. And if you have any problems, let Katie know, but I think you should find it. And we'd like to get folks signed up as soon as possible. It's a pizza lunch, ice skating, transportation, all inclusive, is $40. And when I talk to you in a minute about Williamsburg, that'll seem like a big bargain. So the 6th graders will have a great time, and it's near the end of the ice skating rinks open season. So we're happy to be able to get that in. They'll use the rink on Tuckahoe Road, which is close by, and many of you probably know it from birthday parties or other such events. Williamsburg, we have new dates for Williamsburg. We have had just a bear of a time getting confirmation of all the moving parts being available to us. Unfortunately, that area is really hit hard by economically, and the hotel that we use had to sell off their catering business, and then we couldn't find the people that run the catering, and we finally did, and we have prices for everything. And the most exorbitant and astronomical increase in price has been in, anybody who's been in the gas station recently can tell you, transportation. The cost for getting there has increased by some obscene number. The bottom line is that the cost of Williamsburg is going to come in at $549 a student. Now, that's a lot of money for a trip, but it is a 4-day trip. And to put it in perspective, when we did this trip last time, it was $40 less than it is this year. So it was about $519 when we did this, $509 rather, when we did this in 2019. So that's not dramatically different, but it is kind of consistent with how prices have risen across the board for everything from food to transportation to lodging. And so we're going to put that out to the 8th grade parents and let you know what the trip will be. The dates had to be shifted as well. As I mentioned, we tried to do this in early June. We were running into a problem with the dates being fairly close to, am I still on here? Fairly close to the Algebra 1 regents. And so we couldn't strike a balance, so we moved it to May. And we're looking at May 10th through the 13th, which is a Tuesday to Friday in that week of the 9th of May. But Tuesday the 10th to Friday the 13th is the agreed upon dates with the vendors. So we'll put all this out on Friday in the bulletin. There's nowhere to sign up yet. The sign up genius will be generated, and you'll be able to do everything online. There are a couple of things that we still want to check before we have anybody sign up or start to pay for the trip, and that includes whether it makes sense to insure the trip. And we're still waiting for word on that, whether that's something that is reasonable or efficient to do. And that could affect the final price of the trip to some extent, but that's the ballpark of where we are with our trip to Williamsburg. So we'll keep you posted, but we're fairly optimistic that we can run it. Obviously, as Dr. Montesand mentioned earlier, COVID's still here, and it's something we have to be aware of, and we have to be careful and cautious to ensure that we are doing something that is reasonable and for all intents and purposes. So we will have to monitor that on a literally a daily basis as we move forward into the spring. But it is our hope that we'll be able to run it. We have about 3 weeks ago now, we've changed our policy on cell phones in the school. Just the phones have become devices that almost every student carries now. There are very few kids who don't have phones. And if you are a parent who doesn't have a phone, we applaud you. It is not something that your child needs in order to be successful in school. Please don't believe the hype. If your child is trying to sell you that line, don't believe it. But we found that having cell phones at lunch was becoming deleterious to social connections. And kids were busy on their phones, texting who? Texting mom about what happened on a test? Perhaps. Texting a kid who's sitting across the cafeteria? Why? Get up and go over and talk to that student. Our two counselors and teachers who are in that room every day tell us that it has been the most magical, explosively positive thing to not have phones. Kids are laughing. Kids are talking to each other. They're enjoying each other's company, and they don't miss the phones. We've had zero incidents regarding people misusing phones. It's been fantastic, and I just wanted to share that with you because it was not something we really relished doing or changing, because it's a large change at lunch, but we have not had any issues, and we've actually watched carefully some students for whom the phone may have been an accommodation for socialization that was reasonable and feasible. And even in those specific special cases, not having the phone has been really positive. So we're really pleased to share that with you. And That coincided also with our ability to add open gym back into the lunchtime roster of activities. And the sixth graders took a little while to get used to it. They were running amok a little bit and having the time of their lives, which is why we need more chaperones at the teen center this week. Thank you very much. But things have settled into a nice routine, and the kids understand how to access the gym very well now, and they're enjoying it immensely. So it's very nice to be in the school this season and see a return to some of the things that that we've done successfully and in a positive way that have been returned to us, and we're grateful for the ability to offer those things to our kids. So we're really pleased about that. Just one more pitch on Bended Knee regarding NRUSC. If you are available on Friday and you can come, that would be great. If you have the ability to Zoom with us, that will also be available to you. But we would like to get a cross-section of parent input and thought on what makes the Bronxville Middle School experience a valuable one, what things we should be potentially considering to change, things that would make it even more positive, even better. We're interested in hearing from you. So students will also have the opportunity to do that in focus groups on Friday afternoon. So we're looking forward to that. Caroline, I think that's the majority of what I wanted to share with you this evening. I hope I haven't left anything out. If there are any questions, though, Caroline, I'm having trouble accessing the chat. So if there's anything I should be answering, I'll be happy to answer if you want to read them out.
Sure, no problem. Just wanted to clarify before I had said a membership toolkit was where you can find the sign up for the sixth grade ice skating rink. It's actually Family ID, which is sort of where you go when you sign up for sports and things like that and modified. If you go to Family ID, log in, go to pick your school, scroll down to Bronxville Middle School. You'll see the middle school sixth grade trip to Murray's ice skating on Tuckahoe Road. And the date for that is Friday, April 8th. And it's $40 per student. If you need any financial assistance, reach out to Tom and we can all help with that. And it's fun. Pizza lunch, like you said, bus transportation and skate rental. And if you need to bring your own lunch, you can do so. The price will not change for that. And there's no snow day, which God forbid, April 9th. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Or 8th rather, Friday, April 8th. Then also there was a question in the chat about the dates for Williamsburg for the 8th grade. Tom, you had said May 10th through the 13th. Did you say?
Yes.
That's the plan. Okay, great. So May 10th through the 13th for Williamsburg, the price is $549 per student.
At the moment.
At the moment, we can always negotiate, right? And then kidding. And then if you need financial assistance, we're happy to help. And then let me just check the chat because there's a few more questions. Sorry. And I responded to one, but I think I responded to all. Okay. Somebody did ask that if DC was happening next year for the 8th graders. And do we know when that might happen? And is there a date around when we used to plan it? I said, right now, DC, we're not considering because of security reasons and logistics, as we discussed, Tom. So I don't know if you want to, we should probably start planning for trips next year, but it's tough to say.
It is tough to say. If the conditions are favorable and it makes sense for us to be able to entertain that, the planning for that trip actually starts soon. Like it starts in May for the following year. We can't make any commitment to whether the trip can actually run until we see what conditions are closer to the actual trip. But that trip will be on paper. It will be offered to 8th grade, the current 7th grade. So yes, for those of you keeping track, the current 8th grade only is going to have this Williamsburg trip. Next year's 8th grade is only going to have Washington. The current 6th grade may, in theory, have the trips that are planned, and that's the best we can do. And we're really proud and very happy that we've got the support of the district and the parents to try and bring some normalcy to our students this year by being able to hopefully go on this trip. But yes, next year, 7th grade being 8th graders will, if everything works out, should have Washington.
Great, thank you. Okay, let me look at more. Williamsburg Day. Is there a fun day planned for the 7th graders?
Yes, the day before the end of the 3rd quarter is the fun day for the last day of the quarter, rather, is the day for 7th and 8th graders in school. And if you're in Algebra 1, you're going to have a little less fun because the Algebra 1 teachers don't want to give up the day. And they really want the kids to be in class. And we think that's probably not an unreasonable request to make. So they'll have a fun day and they'll have a ball in Algebra 1 during that one period. But the 7th grade will have a fun day and 8th grade will too.
Sounds good. Dr. Montesand, I saw that you have one more thing to add.
Yes, sorry about that. I just wanted to let everyone know that tomorrow night's board meeting, there is a resolution to approve a give back day, if you will. Just a little background. We had 4 emergency closing days built into the calendar. According to the contract we have with the BTA, the Teachers Association, if we don't use all those days, one day is given back as a give back day. And we have targeted April 18th, which is actually the Monday after Easter, as the give back day. So I'm assuming it'll be approved tomorrow night, and assuming we're not going to use any more snow days between now and then, we'll have one additional day tacked on to the April break. So thank you.
That's great news. Thank you. Okay, Tom, back to you. So 7th grade, can they have a field trip?
Yes, that's being discussed presently. And the 7th grade field trip will be announced as soon as we have a venue, a date, a plan. The 7th grade team is very excited about that. They're behind it. They want that to happen as well. So it's coming shortly.
Good news. Thank you. I just don't want to miss anyone. Let me go through. Okay. That looks like it's it. I think we covered it.
Well, thanks, Caroline. I appreciate your time.
Yes, thanks, Tom. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for hopping on and giving us the updates. And we have plenty of volunteers needed. So if you have some time available, we'd appreciate it. I will send another email around, especially with the middle school identity workshop information and the link to sign up there, but also Teen Center and Spring into Arts. So thanks, everyone. Have a good evening.